Hi and welcome to another video. In today's video, I wanted to address the issue of motivation. I know I talk a lot about diet and exercise and just health and wellness tips, but we all generally know certain basics that cake is bad for us, exercise is good for us. So why is it that even though we have so much knowledge as to what are some of the best practices in terms of fitness and health, why is it that so many of us struggle with keeping our motivation to stick to our resolutions and to our goals? Why so many of us struggle so much with motivation to actually achieve the goals that we set for ourselves? In order to answer that question, we need to understand a fundamental truth about motivation and how motivation works. See, most people wait for a lightning bolt or just a moment of inspiration to get them off the couch and actually push them to set and follow through on their goal. People think that motivation has to happen one of these days. One of these days they're just gonna wake up and that'll be the day that they'll actually change. Or sometimes subconsciously people might wait until they reach a low point before they take action. Because of all of the stories and the blog posts and the media posts that we see about people hitting rock bottom before they fundamentally change their lives. What we don't pay attention to is that that is such a rare occurrence. Waiting for that lightning bolt, waiting for that rock bottom could almost never happen. Decades could go without those moments happening. And so a much more productive approach is understanding the way motivation works. Motivation is not the cause of action. Action and the results they produce cause motivation. So we've had it flip all the time. We've thought that once we get motivated, then we take action. But what studying multiple successful people reveals to us is that successful people don't wait for moments of inspiration. Successful people understand that in order for them to be motivated and maintain motivation, they have to take action no matter what they're feeling, no matter how they're feeling during that period of time. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to recognize that no one is coming to save you. You're not gonna change once you hit rock bottom. Your rock bottom may never come. You might just linger in that state of depression and apathy for decades, and nothing will ever change until you set a goal and you accomplish it and you release dopamine, which is the motivation molecule. It's that brain chemical that makes you motivated and driven and makes you feel happy and high. And the only way you can release dopamine is by actually getting results, is by actually forcing yourself to accomplish something, anything. And if it's really difficult for you, for example, to set a goal to eat cleaner or exercise, then start with something that is irrelevant to fitness. You can start with a different goal. You can say, I'm just gonna do this video, I'm gonna create this video, I'm gonna write this blog post. Something completely irrelevant to your fitness is still going to release dopamine, and that dopamine is gonna motivate you to take action in other areas of your life. So it doesn't always have to be in this one area that you might be struggling the most in. Also, you wanna set a goal that is realistic and achievable. And if you're in a negative cycle, negative momentum that you've created, then in order to break that cycle, it might be really difficult at first. So don't set really lofty goals at the beginning. Set something that is just a little bit challenging, but definitely achievable and realistic. For example, let's say you have been eating a standard American diet that is rich in processed and packaged foods, and you want to clean up your diet, but it's so difficult because of the habits you've created and because of the chemical addiction that we have to those foods. So what you might be able to do is say, all right, I've been eating carbs at every single meal, so maybe what I can do now, instead of going cold turkey and cutting out all the carbs, what I can do is just divide that number by half. So if you've been eating, let's say 500 grams of carbohydrates a day, the next day you can still eat a lot of carbs, but not as much. So you can set a goal of eating, let's say 300 grams of carbohydrates per day. The day after that, you cut it into 200, etc., until you reach a very low carbohydrate diet. And then you start looking at your diet at that point after you've adapted to a lower carbohydrate diet, and you start looking at ways you can improve. For example, you can say, I'm going to now start cutting out the processed meats in my diet. So I'm going to cut out, let's say, the bacon from my diet. But you don't put all of the changes all at once if you're in a really bad place right now. You want to do it gradually until you reach the point where it's easier for you to take it one step higher or take it a level up and clean up the diet even more. So to maintain motivation, the more goals you set and achieve for yourself, the more dopamine you're releasing. And so the trick is to set multiple achievable goals for the day that are going to ensure a steady stream of dopamine release throughout the whole day. And that's how you keep yourself driven all day long, every single day. I would like to end this video with a quote by one of my favorite personal development teachers, Jim Rohn. He said, "The big challenge is to become all that you have the possibility of becoming." You cannot believe what it does to the human spirit to maximize your human potential and stretch yourself to the limit. Pay attention to your limiting beliefs. You are a limitless being. You're a human being, the ultimate adaptation machine, and you can adapt to all of the goals that you want to achieve, and you can rise up to be able to set multiple goals and achieve them and breeze through that process, because you adapt to anything you do and you become more efficient and better able to do anything you want to do. Remember that, and I want you to believe in yourself. And right now, I just want you to set a small, achievable, realistic goal right this moment that you can do today. And I want you to tell me in the comments below whether or not you've achieved it and how that made you feel, and whether or not that inspired you to break that momentum, that cycle you're in, and set even better goals and loftier goals. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and you can also hit that notification bell button so that you are alerted every time I post a new video.